definitely voted Democrat my entire life. Entire life, nearly 25. But I voted twice, and I voted 3 times, and I voted Democrat each time. You know what I mean? Like, have I voted twice or 3 times? 3 times, twice. Let me see. Barack Obama was 2000.
That was like 2000.
2000. I turned 18 in 2012. I voted. Yep, 2016. Yeah. So yeah. I had it right. I'm coming up on my 3rd time voting, so that was the confusion. But right now, I'm looking at the candidates we have. I have an idea who I'm gonna vote for, but I'm pretty sure it's gonna be Democratic.
Who do you want to see in office?
I haven't seen enough yet. I gotta watch more of the debates, but I know it's probably not gonna be anybody who's Republican. I haven't really seen anybody on the independent ticket either. It's probably going to be a Democrat, but I'm independent myself. I'm not. I don't let someone's. Because there's too many factors in play here. Being a Democrat does not mean that you automatically will vote Democrat. So I think people focus on the wrong part of the conversation. I think the stigma that all black people have to be Democrats is just a very low level, that's kind of like when you group people together based off of one word. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, it's just like, go ahead.
I'm sorry. No, you go ahead.
No, because I was going to go on the parable and give examples when I think we get what we're trying to say here. It's just like, you know, I'm independent. I don't think black people should just be Democrat. And I don't think all black people will see eye to eye. If they're Republican, if you were born into a situation, like I said, life is about proximity and choices. And you don't have a lot of choices, and you don't really have choice in proximity for a good portion of your life either. Some people were born in areas where most people around are Republican, and they may have been born with some access. They may be born around a bunch of white girls and white boys, and even though they're black, the first 18 years of their life, they've only seen what their eyes have seen. It's no different than my cousin who ain't never been out of the state, who only know Compton. He's only seen what he's seen. His mind is going to be set in whatever his mind is set is, just like his mind is going to be set. We don't have to hate each other because of those differences. We just do. And that's the sad part, because everybody's so caught up in voting on a specific topic rather than doing the research on what exactly the people that they're voting in have to offer. I don't see myself voting Republican my entire life, but that's because I have a heart. Not that people who are Republican don't, but I know that if I'm making $1 billion, I don't need 20 vacations. I can settle for 10 and make sure that I can help people less fortunate. I'm not concerned about, I grew up under the poverty line. I don't need more than what I can probably earn for myself. And I will probably always be a charitable person, and more often than not, Democratic. It's not legislation, but a lot of Democrats support the community more. It's not about the upper class and the trickle down effect. The trickle down effect doesn't work. We've seen it. It doesn't work. Yeah, it don't work. It's not how it works. But you know, let me step off my soapbox.
No, you good. So you said that you you're not finished doing your research and watching all the debates and this and that to figure out exactly who you're going to vote for.
Right.
So with that being said, do you feel that it is important? Do you feel it is important for us as blacks to do that, to watch these debates, to, you know,
100%.
Yeah, and to vote, 100%. To follow up on that.
As blacks especially, everybody should, because a lot of people who voted for Trump didn't really give a damn about what Trump had to do legislation-wise, because most of them didn't realize it don't benefit them to vote for Trump. Most of those poor Caucasian people in middle America who did not realize voting for Trump would probably disenfranchise and make things more difficult for them, and just voted for him because they were anti-Obama, and they probably did more damage to themselves. That's why his approval rating is so low as it stands now. When at first he had the vote, right? Yeah. So time will tell Time will tell what people will reveal. It's the same way I don't have a person I'm voting for yet. It's not 2020 yet. I'm going to let time reveal who I'm supposed to vote for.
Yeah.
But, yeah, you should research. I would encourage everybody to research, but especially black people. Research who you're going to vote for. And Shade Room is not research. Shade Room is not research.
Definitely.
Okay?
It is not.
And that's no shade. That's no shade to Shade Room. It's just like you got to go further than Instagram. Like, really watch those debates. Really Google what certain things mean. Act like you care about where your kids are going to be.
Yes, exactly. And that's what we do not do enough as a community.
Yeah.
And we kind of hinder ourselves doing that.
Yeah. It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate. Well, what can you do? You can only do your part.
Yeah. Did you see Kamala Harris dropped out?
Yeah, she ran out of money.
Is that what happened?
That's what happened. That's what really happened. Basically, she ran out of money and didn't think she was going to have enough to get.
I was kind of sad to see her drop out.
I was sad to see a black woman drop out because of that reason. I wasn't sold on any candidate.
Yeah.
So, it's unfortunate that we probably won't see a black woman in office. All I know is the strength of a black woman. So it would have been nice to see something like that happen. Do I think she was the most qualified black woman to ever run for president? I wouldn't say that either. I don't think everything she's done has been in the benefit of the black community either. I think she's done a lot more damage in some regard to the black community. But I was just like everybody else. When I saw the first campaign ad, I got really excited. But do your research on every candidate. On every candidate. If it came down to her and anybody on the Republican ticket is Kamala. Straight up. You know what I mean? And still, she was definitely top 3. I'll say that. Without revealing anything. She definitely was top 3. But I just wasn't done looking up everything.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's unfortunate, though. I would like to see a black woman in office next. It would be really nice.
Me too. I'm pushing for... Michelle. So.
Oh, Michelle ain't doing that.
I know. Let me dream.
Michelle ain't doing nothing like
Let me dream. Okay, really quick before we get out of here. Again, I always love to speak on this man. You brought him up. I want to talk about Nip.
Yeah.
Recently, who was it? Whack 100 said he wasn't a legend. Did you hear that? Did you see that?
I've heard him say that.
Yeah. I actually watched it, and it was hard to watch because I got so infuriated. What do you think about that? Me personally, that man was a legend. I don't care what you say.
I don't know Whack 100, so I won't speak on his opinion, but I will say I think he's a legend.
Yeah, that's right. Me too.
I think legendary moves, leader of my crew. Heavy is the head and wear the crown. That shit true.
Yeah,
right? Like, I think when you can impact change on a global level simply from not being here anymore, you're a legend.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's interesting that Whack said that. They're both from Los Angeles, correct?
Mm-hmm. I believe. I know Nip is. I'm pretty sure Whack is.
I knew Nip was too. I actually want to just make sure I get this thing right.
I looked it up.
Well, actually, yesterday I was in church, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the main message was simply, "Are you the one?" That was the question.
Mm-hmm.
And it referred to this verse, Luke 4:16 through 30. Somewhere in there it says, only in his hometown and in his house. Only in his hometown and in his own house is a prophet without honor. In other words, it gave the example of when I went to Clark, Atlanta. And right around the corner from Clark, Atlanta, there's a street called Sunset Street.
Mm-hmm.
On that street, that's where Martin Luther King lived. I went to Morehouse.
Yeah.
Nobody cares about that house in Atlanta, but people will reroute their entire flights to come kneel in front of the doorstep. People will come from far and wide to come to Martin Luther King's burial place in Coretta or many monuments, not just Martin Luther King. They come to Atlanta for so many specific things. I probably will stop by the Marathon store because even though I was born in LA, I didn't grow up in LA, and I've never been to the Marathon store because this is not just my hometown and some place around the corner. This is a legendary area where history took place and I was personally impacted.
Yeah.
I want to come visit. I don't expect someone like Whack to give respect to that if he feels like it, because for him personally, him being from the hometown, he may not be impacted by that or his change. He may have seen it 10 times over in his head, and that's Wack's opinion. That's cool.
Yeah.
But me personally, like Nipsey is a legend. I shed real tears when Nipsey passed.
So did I.
I've cried twice, 3 times in the last 2 years, and both times, 2 of them were like for my brother, and 1 was for Nipsey. Like Nipsey's impact on me personally,
it hit you hard.
Culture,
yeah.
And the video of it, man, it made my stomach hurt. Like, I'm still mad that I watched that because it was. I was just so furious. I wanted to know what happened, and then I saw it. I was like, man, that's not how you treat Nipsey. That's not how you treat somebody who has traditionally done so much
for the community. Yeah,
people don't know about all the stuff he was doing in computer technology and vector, and people don't know, like,
yeah, and
man, it. For someone to say he's not a legend, it just shows how much they truly know about someone's legacy. I don't necessarily think Wax's opinion was unjustified if you're walking around in Wax shoes and have Wax mind. That's not an insult on him either. That's literally from your perspective, and in your eyes, it's probably how it is to you, and that's cool. But Nipsey's a legend.
He definitely is.
Anybody who really understands the impact his life had.
Exactly, like you said, for him to be able to move people, and that he never even met him. Like, you know, like I've never met that. He doesn't know me from Adam, but the impact, like you said, that he had on me, speaking for myself, that he had on me, it was moving, it was touching, you know, and I bawled my eyes out too. So
Nipsey looked like Jesus, and nobody talks about it. Like, nobody talks about the fact that Nipsey looks like Jesus.
Who was it? Who said that? Jermaine Dupri.
He said that.
Yeah, he said something about like Jesus, or Nip is Jesus, and dang, what did he say? I can't remember the whole quote, but I know he did say something about Nip being Jesus.
All right, well, cool.
And people were like,
somebody else saw it. People on his head negatively.
Yeah.
Nipsey died at 33, right?
So did Jesus.
Right? Okay, cool. Never mind. People need to shut up. I hate this fake outrage. Never mind.
No.
Some other. People were upset. He said he looked like Jesus. Shut the hell up. Like, y'all
He said so. I just read it, man.
It's cool. I'll look it up. I'm not going to forget that.
Yeah,
I felt like it was just me looking at his paintings like, I don't know. That hair looked mad woolly. He bronzed like shit. Like,
yeah.
Like it's
feeding the community and stuff.
Yeah, man. It's cool. People stupid.
Yeah. But it was, I know JD definitely did say, he said, I feel like Nip was Jesus. And I'm just so upset I can't remember the rest of it. But I know he said that. So.
Yeah, Nipsey is.
He's a legend to me.
He is a legend. And it's even sad that we having this conversation because he's one of those people that should have made it to the decade. His music will, in fact, in that new song, in that new album, that Game dropped, there was a moment where Nipsey's verse was going, and he said, "Fuck rap music, I'ma rob me a bank. Starving artists ain't my style. That shit'll drive me insane." Oh, probably die up in these streets, but I survived through my name. When he said that. I cried at that time too.
Yeah.
When he said that, it's kind of like, you know what? As long as you understand that your name is going to hold weight, also understand that it's going to hold more when you go.
Yes.
It's going to hold more when you go. And people are going to talk about you more often when you go. And it's unfortunate. Because you really should not wait to show people love when they're here.
Yeah.
You just shouldn't. Needless to say, I wish I could have shook that man's hand.
Me too.
But, rest in peace to the GOAT for sure.
It hurts still.
Yeah.
He had that lyric. What did he say? When I die, I hope I make the set proud.
Oh, he had so many ones.
Yes.
He had so many. He had some in Ocean Views where he said that. He said, probably be my, I think it was on Shell Shocked. On Slauson Boy too. He said, come on, T. You know you're a Nipsey. I'm a Nipsey historian at this point.
Right.
He said, probably be my downfall, a short fuse on the crib. Like, I'm like, damn, Nip. Come on, man. Shit's whack. But yeah, rest in peace to the GOAT for sure. That was the first death I ever saw hurt. That hurt more than Michael Jackson.
Right. And
that hurt more than.
I always say, like, I feel like that's how our parents felt when Pac died.
I was only 2 when he died.
Yeah.
I mean, I listen to Pac every single day religiously. Pac is still my favorite human to ever walk this planet. Mm-hmm. But Nipsey was the hardest death in hip hop I've ever had to deal with.
It was hard.
That was the one that really took me out.
It was